Goli is the 2016 co-valedictorian at Casa Grande High School in Petaluma and has participated in the Sonoma County Science Fair, SSU's SHIP internship program, and various robotics competitions and maker activities during his time in high school. However, it's his passion and out-of-the-box approach that truly sets him apart. He recently delivered a presentation to his teachers urging them to allow students to pursue real unsolved scientific inquiries rather than the ones that already have answers in a textbook. He was also instrumental in helping SCO reimagine the County Science Fair and create what will be called a Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics, or STEAM Expo, for the 2016-17 school year. Ram is headed to UCLA as a Regent Scholar in fall 2016. Please welcome Ram Goli.
Alrighty, I've never done this before. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the story of my addiction to makerspaces and the idea of creativity and creating in a classroom setting. So I want to open up with one of my favorite quotes by my good friend Albert Einstein. Creativity is a drug that I cannot live without. And while creativity may indeed be a drug, I can assure you that too much of it is not actually a bad thing. So a little bit about myself, as was just said, I graduated from Casa Grande High School. I was a co-valedictorian. And I'm sure right away all of you have these assumptions about me, right? You'll all probably assume that I'm a hard worker, that I'm diligent in the classroom, that I get good grades, that I take a lot of AP classes. And sure, while some of those things may be true, I can assure you that I am not alone. I think that in every grade, in every school, there is a cluster of students, maybe 30 or 40 students who are way up here, who are high-achieving students, who take a lot of AP classes, who get good grades and who excel in the classroom, right? But I also feel that we've been lacking something through our 4 years of high school and the years prior to that. And what is that thing that we lack? I think that it is the option to fail. I personally am a huge advocate of failure. I think that failure is so crucial because it teaches us that we can do things better. It is proof of effort, and it shows us that there are things that can be done better. And for me personally, it motivates me to find new solutions to problems that I may be occurring. But I also find that in traditional classroom settings, in traditional classes, the margin for failure is very small. Often as AP students, we are discouraged to fail. And there's a simple reason for this. There's so much material that has to be taught in such a little amount of time that failure is discouraged. We're discouraged from making mistakes. We're discouraged from asking teachers why this is the case, from trying something new and trying to be creative. And I think that's been kind of detrimental to our educational experience. We want to make mistakes because we want to progress forward and try new things. So that's why in my senior year, I decided to take this new class at our school called 3D Make. It takes place in our brand new makerspace. And it's a class that I fell in love with because it gives me the chance to be creative, to try new things for the very first time. Now, being an AP student that I am, I figured that on the first day of class, I would excel at this class. And I'd be really, really good. I had been sort of used to doing well in class, and I figured, okay, this is just another class that I will do really well in and excel. But that wasn't the case. I found that from the get-go, I failed a lot. But I loved it. Here's a picture of me on the first day of class, one of the first days of class. I just sliced my finger open after working with an X-Acto knife. And my teacher said to take a picture of me. And this is actually a great experience because I hadn't really been used to failing, but I loved it. I loved the emotions that I got by not doing something right for the first time. As the year went on, as the class went on, I started to gain more real-world skills like collaboration, working with other people, problem-solving, creativity. These are things that I built upon in the class. And through the makerspace, I was able to gain all these skills. So it grew from fearing failure to appreciating it, and appreciating all the things that it can do for me. And I realized at that moment that getting good grades, like I had been used to doing in school, getting good grades, doing well on tests, wasn't the only thing that I should be working on. In the real world, we don't just take tests to excel at the jobs and professions that we're going to be doing. It's all about collaboration, it's all about sharing ideas, designing, creating, and innovating. And these are things that the makerspace has done for me. These are things that I've learned to do in the class and things that I'm proud of, things that will carry on farther down the road for me in my life. So I decided with that motivation, with the opportunities that the Makerspace gave me, to found a club at Casa Grande called Project Arduino. We teach coding and working with Arduino microcomputers to build things that can benefit our everyday lives and build things that are just plain and simple fun. So one of my favorite projects we worked on was building cardboard cars. And I chose cardboard cars because cardboard is an everyday material. It's something that we all have lying around in our houses. And I thought it would be cool to build something like a car out of it. And if you look at the bottom right there, there's a picture of an earlier problem that we faced. We didn't have wheels to use for our gearboxes. So being the makers that we are, we decided to look around the room, look around the makerspace, and see what we had at our disposal. So we found these shower curtain rings that were lining the back of the room, and decided, hey, these things are round. Let's put some cardboard in them, let's drive a nail through them, and use them as wheels for our cardboard cars. So in that sense, we were able to use everyday materials to solve a problem that we were facing. And those are skills that I think are beneficial to anybody. And people in the club especially, people that I talk to, my friends, my peers, they all rejoice at these skills that we are learning and gaining in a classroom setting. We're all learning to be innovators and creative thinkers right in a school setting. I mean, who thought that was possible, right? So I've always approached with this question by teachers and friends and principals that I talk to, do we need to teach creativity in school? Everyone's always talking about teaching. A top-down approach to enforcing creativity in students. And I think that we've been using the wrong language all along. It's not about teaching creativity. I think it's about encouraging the need for it, fostering a need to be creative. I think that we should be putting students in situations where they have to think outside the box, where they have to be creative on their own, so that the creativity comes from within themselves, and it's not handed down by a teacher or by some curriculum. It should all stem from the individual. And I think that makerspaces are the best way to instill a sense of creativity within students, within themselves, and building that need to be creative, to think outside the box and question what the norms are. So I would encourage, and here's a picture of the people in our club on the last day, I would encourage all of the administrators, teachers out there to get makerspaces in your school because they have tremendous amount of benefits for everybody who can take part in them. I think that anybody who walks into a makerspace can walk out of it educated, and anyone who walks in can walk out being an innovator, like all of us here. Thank you very much.